So today we talking about some recent news that popped off on the Helldivers Twitter, or at least not necessarily Twitter, actually technically the Helldivers events, but it blew up on Twitter. So if you aren't aware, Helldivers has put out this message about account linking, and I'm just going to briefly read it. It's not very long. I just want to touch on a couple points that I kind of saw as general things of concern, and also about a little bit how I feel about it. So first off, mention Helldivers. Due to technical issues at the launch of Helldivers 2, we allowed the linking requirements for Steam accounts to PlayStation Network account to be temporarily optional. That grace period will now expire. See the details below in this post. Account linking plays a critical role in protecting our players and upholding values of safety and security provided on PlayStation and PlayStation Studio games. This is our main way to protect players from griefing and abuse by enabling the banning of players that engage in that type of behavior. It allows those players that have been banned the right to appeal. As such, as of May 6th, all new Helldivers 2 players on Steam will be required to connect their account to the PlayStation Network account. Excuse me. Current players on Steam will start to see mandatory login from May 30th and will be required to have linked a Steam and PlayStation Network account by June 4th. PlayStation Network accounts are free and easy to set up using the link provided below, which I will also drop this link in the video on YouTube so that you guys will be able to check it out for yourselves if you so choose. We understand while this may be an inconvenience to some of you, this step will help us continue to build a community that you're all proud of. Many thanks for your continued support of Helldivers 2, Sony Interactive Entertainment. So, let's try to break this down a little bit. They talk about technical issues and linking grace period. So, I should have left that link up. We're gonna pop right over to this here in Steam. I actually did read through their guidelines. I think I might still have a window. Yes, okay. So more or less these are all the same, and I believe what they're speaking about is section 9. I'm at the bottom here, where they talk about if you don't want to be bound to the binding arbitration, because anywhere, if anyone can maybe correct me, perhaps I'm wrong, they mentioned that this was optional and that there was a grace period. I read through their stuff. I didn't see anything that would attest to being optional. So if anyone can call that out or point me to the right direction, that'd be great. The account linking plays a critical role in protecting players. I don't know about that. Sony's also been hacked a few times, so there's a cause of concern there. And the only thing I could see about them actually kind of talking about temporary and optional is this here, where this is the only place where I could find that it actually says something about that. Like I went into here and I looked at this, and it's been kind of weird. Like I don't recall if this was here on the store pre or before. So, okay, I have a comment in chat here. It says, so it was there from the start, but due to high numbers, it was allowed to be ignored. Oh, okay, you're talking about the, yes. So apparently that's what they claim. They were going to have something in there when you booted up the game. Okay, so I'm seeing some comments there. He's saying when you booted up the game, that's where that was there. This is what's issue. I don't recall this being here when I downloaded. As you can see, I'm on PC. I do have a PC version, and for me, at first when I read this, I was like, wow, okay, they're forcing people. But at the same time, I didn't really have an issue because I think I'm actually already linked with my Steam in particular because of some other games that I wanted to link up. But then comments and conversations have been had, because if you look here, their recent reviews have been quite mixed, right? And this kind of happened really hard after the drop of this statement here, and one of the key concerns is restrictions. So I looked up if Steam was restricted, and there's realistically no real region locks. There's no nations that have banned Steam, and it's actually Steam is available in a lot of places. The main concern was PSN linking to a PlayStation account about being banned there. And so I tried searching a bunch of different ways. The most I could find, as far as like credible information, is that kind of coming to PlayStation Now, but being available in most of these spots here. And there are some comments though. If we come over here, where was it? No, not this. Let me go back in some of my searches here about PlayStation Network service not being available in your country. So one of the big ones that keep popping up actually in my searches was the Philippines in particular as a region. I'm not sure what region you guys are, but it does here, as you can see, Sony's PlayStation account is not readily available worldwide, as only 69 of 190 of the independent countries. So it's not everywhere. And if you have a Steam account in a country where it is currently available, that might be detrimental to you. And that's where I started to think like, oh man, maybe this isn't as, or maybe, so let me rephrase. Maybe this is a little bit worse than what I originally counted for, right? There are people who just don't have access. So what are your options, right? You get a VPN, you try to do it that way or go around. And so my question I kind of want to pose out to people who may or may not comment on this video is, are you going to continue playing the game if you already have it on Steam? Is linking not an issue for you? Like for me, it's not an issue. Are you in a country where you don't have access to PSN? This is a big issue. Are you going to then drop the game? Like I'm quite curious to see myself who's actually going to keep playing, and if the numbers for the game kind of drop because of this access change, or if they're going to backslide or do things, because they seem to be quite partnered and integrated, right? Like again, if you come over to their main page, like they have this EULA agreement, right? It's pretty much linked to SIE, right? The Sony Interactive Entertainment, and you can come in here and all the software stuff. It mentions PlayStation all through this, right? Or like you have some very specific things to Central North America, and in particular, I think California, they mention in here as well. But it's quite wild to think that you may not actually have access to a game that you've purchased, and this seemingly kind of comes out of nowhere to a lot of people, and others are taking it that the accounts might be locked if you don't do this. Like I don't know if that's actually going to happen. There's no actual verbiage or anything that I could find that actually states that it's going to be a lock. So again, if anyone comment below and let me know if you think that this will lead to account locks such as that nature. I couldn't find any information saying that they were going to specifically account lock, and it doesn't actually say that here. One idea is not enabling crossplay to people with PlayStation, so that could be maybe something that they do as an option. But I thought it important to kind of comment on this. I usually just post the patch notes because those are the most impactful, but I think this is now the most impactful thing for the player base as a whole. Maybe you don't even like Sony or Sony-based products. Perhaps you're just anti-PlayStation, and now that you have to get an account for this, you know, how does that affect you as well? I feel like there's a lot more nuance to this, and from my perspective, for me personally, it's not a huge deal, but I know that there are players and people out there where this can greatly affect them. So we're gonna get back into the gameplay after this for the rest of the stream. Kind of just keep testing some of those weapons and things that have changed since the last patch. But I'd appreciate it, you know, if you drop a thumbs up, like, subscribe, if you, or just, shout out your opinion. Let me know how you feel about the account linking. Are you going to link? Are you not going to link? Are you affected by one of these countries that don't have access to PSN? And just your overall thoughts and opinions, feels, comments. I definitely like to hear from you and see how, the people on a wider platform, or at least another platform other than Twitter, because they're going hard in Twitter in the paint. Like, people are torn. Either they're for, against, like, don't like. People think they're overreacting and just link. So, I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. And anyone else still watching here on Twitch, we're going to hop right over to the game. So to everyone else on YouTube, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you live on the next one. Peace.